Week 2, we're going to be checking out business to business marketing, a strategic tool, and looking at culture. So, to me, those are interesting topics. I honestly mean this every time I say it, and I probably say it too much. Marketing is a really interesting thing. If you're not interested in marketing, then you don't like business, money, or people, because I don't care if it's religion, sports, pop culture, food, beverage, everything has marketing connected to it, and there's cultural aspects to it. There's business to business sales because we don't get the Coca-Cola if they don't sell it to the distributors and to the retailers or restaurants. And we'll look at a strategic tool that is not a flaky academic one. It is a tool used by consultants. You have something due this week, not just your usual 3 posts. You have a busy week. You have your first paper due, and we'll give you a little primer on that. All right. A good business student, and sometimes I'm not, I forget this. I forget something very fundamental and basic. Is your primary target market businesses or consumers? The consumer market is 70% nowadays, and a major part of that is selling services, not manufactured goods. So times have changed. We're not a manufacturing economy, and we're a business to consumer society. That said, there still is a business aspect to it because you need to get the stuff out there so consumers can get it. And there's also a lot of the stuff that we don't think about if you don't work hands-on in the business world with these things. There's a big market out there still. They buy in bulk, they buy bigger accounts, and it's still a big thing. So look at that. We're going to look at the Boston Consulting Group marketing mix. It's the market share, market growth matrix. It's important because we're going to have you learn about 4 categories. Stars are what are growing and you're great at, and that's really what makes your company money. Cows are what you're really good at, but they're not growing anymore, so you're kind of milking it. Question marks are the future. It's the future stars if you're going to survive. We're not great at it, but we know the market's headed that way. Dogs are the important lesson from this tool, in my opinion. What should I stop doing? As humans, we tend to think, what else should I do? It's like government. Let me add another rule. As humans, we say, oh, I should do this also. Sometimes the key question is, what should I not be doing? What should I stop doing? And in terms of a business and marketing, if I stop doing something, I can allocate that time, the resources, the money to doing what matters, like keeping my cows healthy, still making some money, showing love to my stars because that's why I'm in business. And also, I can't neglect the future stars, the question marks. I got to get good at where the future market's going to be. So you got to stop doing something. There's not one business out there, I don't care if you're Apple, Google, Netflix, Facebook, they don't have enough money to keep investing into a dog. If you're bad at it and it's never going to really lead to anything, maybe you need to take a deep breath and say, why am I doing this? So this tool shows you that. Okay, what is culture? It's what we do every day, all day, but it's a certain point in time. It's always changing and evolving. I just got back from a high school football game, and there was a female kicker on the opposing team. So that would have been unheard of when I was in high school. Times change, so it defines where we live and what we do, how we behave, what's the norms. So it's the way of life for an entire society, but on this definition they don't have. It's always changing, and it's what's current is not going to be what's in the future. Okay, so culture is learned, it's shared, it's transmitted, and it's changing. That's the biggest one I'm finding. It's constantly changing because if you don't change, you don't survive. So even if you're not in the Galapagos Islands, you need to change and evolve. And if you look now, we can share better because of social media. It's transmitted instantaneously, and we learn also from digital things. And if you watch, every generation has their cultures, their norms, and it's funny. In many ways, they move slow or they return, so they appear to move slow, but it's always changing. Your paper that you have due, It's going to be a memo format. That simply means how we write in the business world: to, from, subject, date. I don't care what style you use. You will have your sources listed. That's an easy one because you're going to need 2 infographics. You need to create one of them. You're welcome to cut and paste one that you find relevant to your opinions. And we ask you to also talk about social media. You're going to find the target market, not just numbers. Give me some behavioral, lifestyle. What do they eat, drink, wear? How do they pray? What do they drive? Give me hobbies. Give me what they do all day long. Then you'll talk about the 4 Ps. For the promo mix, don't just give me advertising. Give me public relations. Give me personal selling. Give me various promotions. You're going to do a pastel analysis. Make sure you brush up on that. It's a great tool because all topics point to global stuff and political stuff. If you look, I'm a big basketball fan. If you look at the NBA, the China thing is a big mess. That's a political topic, which could become an economic topic if they lose the Chinese revenue. It can become a legal topic if we look at different ways of streaming into different markets. Technology needs to be used. The environment needs to always be scanned. Environmental can be green marketing or social responsibility, or it can also be just how we view it. What's the environment around us? If people said, let's stand up and help Hong Kong and down the road Taiwan, or don't mix your entertainment with your politics, then that's the environment around us. So Pastel's a valuable tool. Your first case study, look up the article in the syllabus. It's really, you're not limited. It says 1966. Yeah, but back in 1966, the same topics are out there. Global, customers the boss, using data, the rise of computers. Only thing's changed is it's not a mainframe computer. It's a computer in your pocket called the iPhone or Galaxy. Infographics, why are they valuable? Because you retain it. The most important things to most of us, how we learn, is visual. If you see it, hands-on's best. If it's not hands-on, visual's better. So you're going to put infographics in there. This is the McKinsey article I asked you to read. Really interesting. It's funny how little's changed in 50 years. That's kind of why I used it. So have fun with it. Pick any topic you want to pick. It can be digital voice assistants, could be marketing research, can be using data analytics, artificial intelligence. Whatever you think is relevant for current marketing topics, do it. Influencers of social media. Discussion board topics. I will not back down on this. I will grade easy the first week and say, give me numbers, give me numbers. In the future, all posts will have to have data statistics or you won't earn credit. That's done not to nitpick, it's done for the reason you're in college. Second best reason. You're in college to get a degree because that opens doors for you. The second reason you're in college is to think critically. I don't want my class to be a junk class. I want you to leave it saying, I thought when I was in there. Thinking critically means I have an opinion. It's great to have a backbone and opinion to take a stance on something. But the only way that's worth something is now you can put some numbers to it to give it some credibility and support. So whatever my opinions were, I need to find some numbers that are relevant to it to defend my argument. Otherwise, you're just waxing philosophically, and it's okay, but it's not thinking critically. Thinking critically means I can formulate an argument and I have something to support what I'm talking about. So that's our preview for week 2. Email me if you have any questions. I look forward to seeing your guys' opinions on the stuff we're going over this week.